Hello everyone, in this video we will learn about what is pistil. So the gynoecium represents the female reproductive part of the flower. The gynoecium may consist of a single pistil, then we called it monocarpellary, or maybe having more than one pistil, then we called it multicarpellary. That means if only one pistil is there, then we called it monocarpellary, and if more than one pistil is there, then we called it multicarpellary. So when there are more than one and the pistil may be fused together, then we called it syncarpus. That means if the pistils are more than one and they are combined, then we called it syncarpus, and if they are not fused, they are free, then we called it apocarpus. So if single pistil is there, then we called it monocarpellary. If more than one pistil is there, then we called it multicarpellary. And when these multicarpellary are fused, then we called it syncarpus. And if they are free, then we called it apocarpus. In this diagram, we can understand that B is representing the syncarpus condition. That means more than one pistil is there and they are fused. So that is why it is syncarpus condition. And in C, it is apocarpus condition, in which more than one pistil is there which are not fused. Now each pistil has a three part that we all know, that stigma, style and ovary. So these are the three parts which are found in any pistil. The stigma, which is serve as the landing platform for the pollen grains, that means the platform on which the pollen grains are landed. Style is a long elongated cylindrical tube beneath the stigma, and the basal bulk portion or the oval portion that we call the ovary. So it is the last portion of the pistil. Now this is the structure of a pistil. On the top we have the stigma, then we have a long tube-like structure that we call the style, and at the last we have ovary, and ovary is present on the thalamus. Now inside the ovary there is a ovarian cavity, that means a free space there, and that free space is known as the ovarian cavity, that we also call the locule. Now the placenta is located inside the ovarian cavity. So whatever the placenta is there, so this placenta is present inside the ovarian cavity. Arising from the placenta there are the megasporangia, commonly called the ovules. So inside the ovarian cavity placenta is there, and from the placenta ovules that we also call the megasporangia are there. The number of ovules in any ovary may be one, that is example is wheat, paddy and mango, and it may be more than one like papaya, watermelon and orchid. So in any pistil, first of all, a locule is there. Is locule is a ovarian cavity. Inside this ovarian cavity, we have a placenta, and from the placenta, megasporangia that we also call the ovules are arise. And the number of ovules are vary in various species. For example, in mango, wheat and paddy, only one ovule is there, and papaya, watermelon and orchid, more than one locule is found. Now what is megasporangium or ovule? Now the ovule is a small structure attached to the placenta by the means of a stalk called the funicle. So in the ovarian cavity, placenta is there, and placenta is connecting the ovule, and this ovule is connecting with placenta by a portion that we call the funicle. The body of the ovule fuse with the funicle in the region called the hilum. That means the portion where the funicle and the placenta is fused, so that junction is known as the hilum. So this is the portion where it is attached to the placenta. Now each ovule has more than one or two. Either it contains one or two protective envelopes called the integuments are there. So this ovule is covered, or it contains two layers, and these two layers are known as integuments. Now ovule is completely covered by the integuments, but it is free at one portion. That portion is known as the micropylar region, and this is the top portion of the ovule. Opposite to the micropyle, we have the chalazar lesion, and that chalazar represents the basal part of the ovule. That means the upper part that we call the micropyle, and opposite part we call the chalazar, which is the basal part. So in this diagram, we can easily understand. So the top portion, that is the hilum. So this hilum is the portion where the funicle and the placenta is fused. So that fusion or junction is the hilum. Then we have the micropylar region. Then we have micropylar pore, and then we have two integuments or covering the outer integument and inner integument, and embryo sac, nucellus, and the last portion is chalazar pore. Now enclosed within the integument is the mass of a cell called the nucellus. So whatever the portion is enclosed by the integuments, this center enclosed portion is known as the nucellus. It is containing a cell mass, and this cell mass containing the abundant amount of food reserve material. So in this reserve food material is there, and inside the nucellus there is a embryo sac, or that we also call the female gametophyte. So the integuments cover the cell mass that we call the nucellus, and inside the nucellus we have lots of reserve food material, and in this portion we have the embryo sac that we also call the female gametophyte. It is present. So an ovule generally has a single embryo sac formed from the megaspore through the reduction division. So in each ovule, there is only one embryo sac or female gametophyte which is formed by the production of reduction division. Now, what is megasporogenesis? So, the process of formation of megaspores from the megaspores mother cell is called the megasporogenesis. That means whenever the megaspore mother cell is producing the megaspore, then we called it megasporogenesis. So in the ovules, at the micropylar region of the nucellus, we will found a single megaspore mother cell that we call the MMC, and this large cell contains a dense cytoplasm and a prominent nuclei. And whenever this MMC undergoes meiotic division, it will produce 4 megaspores. So in this diagram we can easily understand. So the large cell, it is a MMC. It contains a dense cytoplasm and a prominent nuclei, and whenever it undergoes meiotic division, it will produce 4 megaspore tetrad, and from this a new megaspore are produced.